Um, Madam Clerk, this call item 47.
Item 47 is a resolution to oppose India's exclusionary National Register of Citizens and Citizenship Amendment Act and reaffirming San Francisco as a welcoming city, expressing the City and County of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors' solidarity with San Francisco's South Asian community, regardless of religion and caste.
Supervisor Marr.
Thank you, President Yee. Colleagues, I know it's very late, but I would like to speak to this item because so many South Asian community members spoke out during public comment, and this is an important issue for them. Through this resolution, San Francisco is joining an international movement to stand with Muslims and caste-oppressed communities in condemning India's exclusionary citizenship amendment, and also joining cities like Seattle, Cambridge, Massachusetts, Albany, and St. Paul to create global solidarity against this detrimental and racist policy. In this global pandemic, we now know more than ever how interconnected we truly are. We know how the actions of our leaders domestically influence the world, and the actions of other world leaders impact us. India's Citizenship Amendment Act, the National Register of Citizens, and the National Population Register is rooted in the far-right Hindu nationalist ideology of the Modi Shah regime and his Bharatiya Janata Party. Together, they lay the legal foundation to denaturalize millions of Indian minorities to create the largest network of concentration camps in the world. Since the act was passed last December, and especially during COVID, Muslims and other vulnerable communities, including Dalits, queers, and trans people, women, and the poor, are being profiled, treated as second-class citizens, and imprisoned in massive detention centers being built in India. Last August, the Indian government required 33 million people to prove their citizenship in the state of Assam, denaturalizing at least 2 million, mostly Muslim Indians, rendering them stateless. And on January 7th, Genocide Watch issued a genocide alert for India. We can't ignore the relationship between Hindu nationalism and American politics, the strong relationship between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, and the shared bigoted policies, including discrimination on religious grounds, targeting vulnerable communities, stripping citizenship, fabricating crises, and stoking hatred. Far-right Hindu nationalist sympathizers are Trump's largest immigrant donor base, and in February, Trump announced a $3 billion arms deal with India. This is more than a foreign policy issue. The Hindu nationalist ecosystem extends to the Bay Area and Silicon Valley, and there are complicit networks of power and caste oppression right here at home. So tonight, I hope you'll join me in reaffirming San Francisco as a welcoming city and to stand in solidarity with San Francisco's South Asian community and across the globe, regardless of religion and caste. It is the duty of ordinary people to oppose the dangerous rise of the far right everywhere in the world. When genocidal campaigns begin, we need to condemn them as an international community. Thank you to the many people who worked with us on this. Human Rights Commissioner and board member of the SF Interfaith Council, Hala Hijazi, Sharmin Hossain of Equality Labs, Dr. Nazir Ahmed of the American Institute of Islamic History and Culture, Dr. Ijaz Naqvi, and Jabiria Jamil from the Asian Law Caucus. And thank you to my constituent, Rabbi Pam Friedman of Congregation B'nai Emina in the Sunset for bringing this issue to my attention. And thank you to the organizations working nationally, including Alliance of South Asians Taking Action, Alliance for Justice and Accountability, Indian American Muslim Council, and Council on American Islamic Relations. And finally, thanks to my co-sponsors, Supervisors Haney, Preston, Safai, Peskin, Fewer, Walton, Stephanie, and Mandelman. Thank you.
Supervisor Haney.
I was just making sure I was on as a co-sponsor. Thanks for your leadership and to everyone who called in and partnered with you. And Commissioner.
Sorry.
Thank you, President. Mera dost, Supervisor Mar, hum Tora Hindi bolte hain, Tora Urdu bolte hain, which is to say, I speak Hindi, I speak Urdu. I'm very, albeit I'm a co-sponsor, reticent to assume the role of a member of Congress, but I agree that there is virulent racism that is happening in the nation state of India. I join it, but I caution my colleagues that we are not members of Congress, but there are members of our community, including Mrs. Jazi, who have brought a righteous thing to us. But we should proceed with matters like this very, very carefully. Bahut Dandebat.
Okay, roll call, please.
On item 47, Supervisor Stephanie.
Aye.
Stephanie, aye. Supervisor Walton.
Aye.
Walton, aye. Supervisor Yee.
Aye.
Yee, aye. Supervisor Fewer.
Aye.
Fewer, aye. Supervisor Haney.
Aye.
Haney, aye. Supervisor Mandelman.
Aye.
Mandelman, aye. Supervisor Marr.
Aye.
Marr, aye. Supervisor Peskin.
Aye.
Peskin, aye. Supervisor Preston.
Aye.
Preston, aye. Supervisor Ronan.
Aye.
Ronan, aye. Supervisor Safai.
Aye.
Safai, aye. There are 11 ayes.
Okay, this resolution is adopted. Madam Clerk, item number 50.
Item 50 is a motion modifying